Hello my friends, welcome to the Commander's Crypt. Today I've got an awesome video for you. Warhammer 40,000 Commander deck, the Ruinous powers as Grixis. I'm coming to you live from Japan. Just flew into Japan today and going back to the States in 24 hours. So I wanted to show you guys this deck, which is awesome. I'm really liking the Warhammer stuff. I really like that Necron deck. That was super strong. It's the hottest deck out there. This is a very good deck as well. I am a huge fan of Cascade. I'm a huge fan of Grixis, and Yidris is one of my favorite decks. You can cascade into multiple time walks. You can make it very strong. It's no fun for your opponents when you're just sitting there with a 30-minute turn and then you just tell them that they're all dead. But that's the potential that Cascade has. So, without further ado, we will get into it. Abaddon the Despoiler, he says, legendary creature, Astartes Warrior, trample. Mark of Chaos Ascendant, during your turn, spells you cast from your hand with mana value X or less have Cascade, where X is the total amount of life your opponents have lost this turn. So, you hit your opponents for a bunch of life this turn. Now you have got a big old X in which to cast spells in which they can now cascade. And of course you're going to have other cascade spells in there. So bing, bang, boom, it's just going to cascade down the line. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so let's see what we got here. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Choose your army and overcome both friend and foe as Warhammer 40,000 comes to the definitive multiplayer Magic format. Call upon the powers of chaos and build a terrifying army of heretic Astartes to rain random destruction upon the battlefield. That's another thing I like about the Cascade thing. It's kind of a chaos motif like red is. Red's all about the chaos. The forces of chaos. Beyond the boundaries of real space, the chaos gods wreak havoc across the galaxy. They wage war with their armies of corrupted and mutated space marines, cultists, twisted war engines, and hordes of demons. The galaxy is just a plaything in a war between the chaos gods. Ooh. I kind of like that. And as you can see right there, there's Be'lakor, the Dark Master. I did a deck tech on him as the commander. Go check it out. One of the best demon commanders that I can think of. So without further ado, we'll get into this. I got Vanna White here with me in Japan to help me with the unboxing here. We're having a jammy jam here. All right, so let's see. This is what we got. This is what you get when you get the box. Okay, so you get some cards, some cool chaos, some things there. Ooh, a big old, what is this? Oh, I like it. You get a deck box for your cards. Okay, pretty cool. All right, so let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, Vanna came all the way from LA to help me with this. Like I said, we're having a jammy jam. All right, so there it is right there. Thank you, Vanna. I appreciate you with helping me with that. All right. All right, so let's get into it. So there he is. Trample. Super cool. Now let's see what else we've got in here. All right, so we're going to put him right there. There's Be'lakor. I did a deck tech on him. Go check it out. Demon Commander, one of the best demon generals that I know of. Next, we've got Heralds of Tzeentch. He's a demon for 1 blue and 4 flying cascade, and that's it. A man of few words. Next we've got Nurgle's Rot, 1 black. Enchantment aura. Enchant creature and opponent controls. When enchanted creature dies, return Nurgle's Rot to its owner's hand, and you create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. Huh. Interesting. Return Nurgle's Rot to its owner's hand. Oh, okay. All right, okay. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. Blood Crusher of Khorne. He is a 3/3 for 4, and we're seeing a lot of these cards for the second time. I had them in my Be'lakor deck as well, but I'm sure what's going to happen is we're going to see some demons, and then we're going to see some Cascade cards. Blood Crusher of Khorne, 1 red and 3, trample, devastating charge. Other creatures you control have trample. Next, we've got Chaos Terminator Lord. Lord of Chaos. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. Okay, so I'm liking how these decks synergize with other cards in the deck. One of my biggest criticisms of that Werborg commander that came out a couple of pre-con sets ago was that the deck had no direction. As you can see already, this deck is already working together to give your creatures one ability or the other. Herald of Slaanesh, 1 red and 2, Locus of Slaanesh. Demon spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Other demons you control have haste. Next we have got Noise Marine. Noise Marine has Cascade. He's a 3/2 Sonic Blaster. When Noise Marine enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn to any target. Okay. So you're cascading, you're slinging spells all over the place. Then this guy comes in and does damage to any target. So there you go. Next we've got Seeker of Slaanesh, 1 red and 3. Haste, Allure of Slaanesh. Each opponent must attack with at least 1 creature each combat if able. So there you go again. Yeah, I'm really liking this Warhammer stuff. Next we've got the Lost and the Damned. Enchantment, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control from anywhere other than your hand, or you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. Now, I don't know why they made that a spawn and not a demon, to go with Be'lakor, but I'm digging it. It's going to... if you enter the battlefield from anywhere other than your hand, or, yeah. So that's going to work well with, effects that exile lands and then bring them back, all that kind of stuff. Next, we've got Bile Blight. Target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Very strong. Very, very strong card. That this card's going to do away with zombie decks, tribal decks. Very, very, very strong card. Next, we have got Bituminous Blast. It's an oldie but a goodie. Cascade deals 4 damage to target creature. I'm digging it. Assault Suit. 4 mana. It says equipped creature has 2/2, has haste, can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, and can't be sacrificed. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. If you do, untap it. Okay. All right. That's pretty cool. Next, we have got Soul Ring, because Soul Ring, Talisman of Creativity. Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence, Worn Power Stone. I like the new art on the old cards that they've done. Baron Moore. Look at the dual suns there. I like that. Crumbling Necropolis, Molten Slag Heap, Temple of the False God. I like that. Brainstorm. I like the new art they've come up with here. It says draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. We know about this card. This is an oldie but a goodie. Dark Ritual. Interesting. Deny Reality. That's Demir in 3. Cascade. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Commander's Sphere. Wayfarer's Bauble. Command Tower. Dismal Backwater. Kind of reminds me of some of these places I go. Evolving Wilds. Lord of Change. He's got Flying Ward 3. And he's the architect of deception. When he enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Okay. I dig that. You cascade into that, draw 3 cards. Blight Grenade, another good card. 1 black and 4. Destroy target creature. All creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn. Great Unclean 1. 1 black and 4. Reverberating Summons. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. All right. Wow. That's strong. 4/5 demon. He doesn't fly, sadly. Mandate of Abaddon. 1 black and 3. Choose target creature you control. Destroy all creatures with power less than that creature's power. Like it. I like it. Mortarian Daemon Primarch. 1 black and 5 flying. Primarch of the Death Guard. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, create X. 2/2 black, a start warrior creature tokens with menace. X can't be the greater than the amount of life you lost this turn. Nurgle's Conscription. It's an instant. Put target creature card from opponent's graveyard on the battlefield tapped under your control. Then exile that player's graveyard. Plague Drone. Flying. Rotfly. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Pox Walkers. 1 black and 2. Death Touch. Curse of the Walking Pox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, return Pox Walkers from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay. All right. Sloppity Bile Pipper. Demon. Jolly Gut Pipes. 2. Tap them. Sacrifice a creature. The next creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. Okay. All right. All right. Tallyman of Nurgle. 1 black and 2. Lifelink. The 7-fold chant. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. If 7 or more creatures died this turn, instead you draw 7 cards and you lose 7 life. Okay. Venom Crawler, Lifelink, Devourer of Souls. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Venom Crawler. Aspiring Champion. Starts Warrior Menace, Ruinous Ascension. When Aspiring Champion deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest of your library. If that creature is a demon, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Okay. All right. It's got the chaos thing going, and then it does damage. I dig it. Bloodthirster. I love this card. Go check out my Be'lakor deck tech that I did. Bloodthirster. This is a really cool. I love the art. He's got a big-ass axe there and a big-ass sword. 1 red and 5, flying trample. Okay, so this guy is a 6/6 flying trampler for 6. Boom, already good. Whenever Bloodthirster deals combat damage to a player, untap it. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. Bloodthirster can't attack a player. It has already attacked this turn. So you get multiple combat steps because of this guy that cascades down the row with your opponents. Boom, 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 boom. Dark Apostle, 1 red and 3, Gift of Chaos, 3 tap at the next non-creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. All right. Okay. Keeper of Secrets, 1 red and 5, First Strike and Haste. Symphony of Pain, whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, Keeper of Secrets deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. There you go. You start cascading, and then this thing's going to start slinging all kinds of damage to a target opponent. Karn the Betrayer, 1 red and 3, Berserker. Karn attacks or blocks each combat if able. Sigil of Corruption, when you lose control of Karn, draw 2 cards. The Betrayer, if damage would be dealt to Karn the Betrayer, prevent that damage, and an opponent of your choice gains control of it. More chaos. More chaos going on here. Night Rampager, 1 red and 4, Trample, Frenzied Rampage. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Night Rampager attacks that player this combat if able. When he dies, it deals 4 damage to target opponent. Choose it at random. I like it. I like this chaos thing going on. Chaos is fun. Let the Galaxy Burn, 1 red and 5 and X. Cascade, Let the Galaxy Burn deals X plus 2 damage to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield this turn. Sheesh. All right, so even if you were to do this for 1X, your Cascade would be 7. That's actually pretty good. And if X was 1, that would be 3 damage. But you would get a Cascade for 7. I dig it. I dig it the most. Blood for the Blood God. Red, 2 black, and 8. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. That discard your hand, then draw 8 cards. Blood for the Blood God deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile Blood for the Blood God. Chaos Defiler. Now, I like this pre-con that they did because it just depends on your mood. You know, a lot of times when they, do these pre-cons, it's usually just one commander and the other commanders suck. But in the Necron deck, a lot of commander choices, and same thing with this deck. If you're like in a Cascade mood, you can go with Abaddon. If you are in a demon mood, you can go with Be'lakor. I kind of like it. It just, with this deck, it just depends on your mood. Other precons, like I was saying, the legends, the generals, there's one good one and one sucky one usually. But this one's got 2 really good generals, and the Necron deck had like 4 or 5 really good generals in it as well. Same thing, depending on what your mood was, what your play style was, you could go different directions with the Necron. And you don't have to change that Necron deck very much at all. Same thing with this one, with all the Cascade. You want to pile more Cascade in here, obviously. So, Chaos Defiler, 1 Rakdos, 2 Rakdos and 3. It says 5/4 Trampler. Battle Cannon, when he enters the battlefield or dies, for each opponent, choose a non-land permanent that player controls. Destroy one of them chosen at random. I like it. I like this chaos thing it's got going on. And the cool thing about your commander is he gives everything Cascade. So in some ways, yeah, and it pumps up the value of the spells depending on how much damage you've done. But it occurs to me that a problem with that is if you're unable to get in for damage, now this guy is pretty much useless. Chaos Mutation, is it in 3? Exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players. For each creature exile this way. Its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Put that card on the battlefield, then puts the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. So, I think this is a very good card because it's very situational. You can change it depending. You just do one opponent. More creatures for each player. So what you're going to do is you're going to, get rid of Ulamog or something indestructible or really badass, and chances are when they do the chaos thing, they're going to replace it with a much crappier creature. Draknien, Rakdos and 4, Echo of the First Murder, win. Draknien enters the battlefield, exile up to one target creature. Demon Sword, equipped creature has menace and gets XO, where X is the exiled card's power, equipped for 2. Yeah, that could be crazy super strong. You exile, Blood for the Blood God, which is an 11, an 11 casting cost card, and boom, now whatever you equip this thing onto has got plus 11. I dig it. I dig it the most. Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch. Is it in 2 Sorcerer's Inspiration? At the beginning of your upkeep, return an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Very strong. Fire of Tzeentch. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch deals 1 damage to each opponent. I like it. Very, very good in this deck, and it's a demon. Hellbrute, Rakdos and 3, haste, Sarcophagus. You may cast Hellbrute from your graveyard by exiling another creature card from your graveyard in addition to paying its other costs. It's a 5/4. Hellbrute. The Horus Heresy. Grixis and 3 for each opponent. Gain control of up to one target non-legendary creature that player controls for as long as the Horus Heresy remains on the battlefield. 2, draw a card for each creature you don't control but don't own. Starting with you, each player chooses a creature. Destroy each creature chosen this way. Lucius the Eternal. That is a 5/3 Rakdos with haste, Armor of Shrieking Souls. When Lucius the Eternal dies, exile it and choose target creature an opponent controls. When that creature leaves the battlefield, return Lucius from exile to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay. Another commander. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. That Lucius, that could be a very good... my mind is already racing on the ways to abuse that. Magnus the Red. Is it in 3 flying, unearthly power. Instant sorcery spells you cast 1 less to cast for each creature token you control. Blade of Magnus. Whenever Magnus the Red deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. Mutalith Vortex Beast. He's a mutant beast. Is it in 4 trample, warp vortex, when he enters the battlefield, flip a coin. For each opponent you have, for each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, Mutalith Vortex Beast deals 3 damage to that player. Okay. That's I like that card too. I like the art. Pink Horror. Is it in 3? Demon Horror, Coruscating Flames. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Pink Horror deals 2 damage to any target. Split. When it dies, create 2 blue and red Demon Horror creature tokens named Blue Horror. With whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. All right. The Ruinous Powers, Rakdos and 2. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent at random. Exile the type card that player's library until end of turn. You may play that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. When you cast a spell this way, the owner loses life equal to its mana value. In this case, I don't know if the chaos is going to affect the efficacy of that card. Zangor Shaman. He's a mutant shaman. Is it in 2? Flying. Sorcerous Elixir. Whenever Zangor Shaman deals combat damage to a player, copy the next instant sorcery spell you cast this turn. When you cast it, you may choose new targets for the copy. All right. Past in Flames. Each instant sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback till end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Flashback 5. Okay. All right. Interesting. Decree of Pain. An oldie but a goodie. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. Yeah, late game. That really puts you ahead of everybody when you wipe the board and then you've got a full grip. Blasphemous Act. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in the battlefield. Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. You know, I knew this was a good card, but this is one of the best cards in Commander. 1 red, wipe the board. You're usually going to drop this when there's, 8 creatures out there. So probably one of the, pound for pound, one of the best, if not the best, board wipes that there is out there. And then there's, because it's a damage thing, there's, 13 points of damage. That you can then translate that into more damage for people, depending on your creature. Chaos Warp, oldie but a goodie. Reverberate, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Or Storm Surge, that is an oldie but a goodie. I like that picture. Chromatic Lantern, ooh, I like that one too. I bet this would look beautiful in a foil. And Exotic Orchard, okay. So that's going to be it. Let's check out the tokens here. Plague Bearer of Nurgle. Okay. That's such a it almost sounds like it would be a legend token creature demon. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Plague Bearers. Man, a lot of those. Spawns, okay. And then on the back of the spawns, we have Blue Horrors, Astarte Warriors. And on the back of the tokens, we got another spawn, more Astarte Warriors. Okay, so I'm digging this deck. I showed you a demon deck that had Be'lakor as the commander. This one with Abaddon, I like this deck. This deck is strong. I would probably go try to pack as many more Cascade cards that I could into this deck. But yeah, so I hope you liked my quick video here from Japan. I'm gonna get on out of here. Again, if you are watching, if you are subscribing, if you like the Commander's Crypt, give me a big like. If you are a subscriber and watching right now, you are my friend. We just have not met yet. So it's like 4 a.m. here in Japan. I flew all 12 hours to get here. So kind of jet lagging a little bit, but I wanted to make this video because I love Commander so much, and I wanted to make a quick video. So that's it. We're going to get on out of here. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next Commander's Crypt New Orleans. We've got one more Warhammer deck to do. That's going to be Forces of the Imperium. So that'll be that. Stay tuned for that when that comes out. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful weekend.